Hey guys, so today I wanted to come and talk about peanut allergies. Um, my daughter has a peanut allergy. The way we found out was when she was about a year and a half. Um, I, was talking with some friends about different like lunch ideas and things like that. She was weaning off of nursing, and she said, well, I just give my daughter a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I just cut it up in 4 squares. And I thought, oh, you know what, I hadn't thought about that yet. Maybe I'll try, give that a try. So I did. I gave her a piece of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and she started throwing up. Now, mind you, she was a year and a half, and so at that time, I had no knowledge about peanut allergies. I had no idea what they were. Um, I didn't know anybody that had a peanut allergy. So I thought that the peanut butter was probably too thick. I know it's ridiculous looking back, but that's what I thought. So I said, you know what, it's probably just too thick for her. We'll just, kind of avoid peanuts, peanut butter in general. And we really don't, I don't snack on peanuts. My husband doesn't really snack on peanuts. So the only peanut product that was in the house was the peanut butter. So we just kind of avoided it. Fast forward to she's about 3 years old. This whole time we managed to avoid peanut butter, no problem. We go to a family function at my grandparents' house, and there's like a buffet table full of food, and I, picking stuff out, grabbing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, put it on her plate. And she comes in the room and she's like, Mommy, my throat itches, my throat itches. And automatically, I just reverted back to when she was 1 year old. And I'm like, she had eaten some pasta. And I'm like, does this pasta have like peanut sauce in it? And they're like, yeah, there was some peanut sauce on it. And I just knew right away that, okay, this is serious. She's allergic to peanuts. And she just started throwing up. So, long story short, we ended up getting her tested, and she does have a peanut allergy. From what we know, it's only ingested, so that's fine. Because, like I said, we had peanut butter in the house. I made peanut butter cookies before while she was in the house. Nothing, fine. I'm sure she's come in contact with it at some point, being that we weren't careful about it at the time because we didn't know, and she didn't break out any weird rash or anything. So, as far as we know, it's just ingestion. So we got her tested. We sat down with the allergist, and he explained the importance of this guy carrying this around. And it was hard to hear at first because it's really serious, and anaphylactic shock is not a joking matter, and people die from it. And so you really have to be careful about what your child is eating. And so he just really stressed that you need to keep this EpiPen with you at all times. She needs to keep it with her at all times. They have a training one that shows you exactly where to inject it at. And those of you who don't know, it's between the hip and the knee. Right smack dab in the middle is where you were injected. And, like he said, even if you think and you're not sure that she's ingested peanuts, if you think that she has, give it to her, because it's better than not doing anything at all. So we just kind of keep that in mind. The next thing I kind of wanted to stress is identifying foods that have peanuts, because it's not just as simple as, okay, I'm not going to eat peanuts, I'm not going to eat peanut butter. There's a lot of things in crackers that have been manufactured on equipment that has processed peanuts, and that could be an issue if you're really sensitive, if you have a child that's really sensitive. On the back of every food product, there's an ingredients label. Right underneath that ingredients label, there will be bold print of, and it will highlight the there's 5 major like allergen foods out there. I think it's like wheat, soy, milk, peanuts, and tree nuts. I believe that's it. So on every box of food or any food item that you get, under that ingredient section, there will be a bold print of one of those, if one of those 5 allergen is in that product. And I have an example here, box of Cheez-Its. So here's the ingredients label on the box of the Cheez-Its. And as you can see, now that I'm getting kind of out of focus, underneath the ingredients, there's a bold section here that shows what exactly those 5 ingredients, what of those 5 ingredients is in this product. And there's wheat, milk, and soy. So it lets you know that it contains one of these highly, severe allergen components. So if you're allergic to one of these things, don't eat Cheez-Its. Doesn't have peanuts in here, so these are safe for her to eat. I check the label on everything I get that I purchased and goes in this house. I check this label. Now there's other components to that, because it will say, it doesn't necessarily say, it'll say, or sometimes it'll say, okay, processed on equipment that was, that had peanuts on it. That's not okay. Or it'll say, may contain traces of. That's not okay. What I deem is okay for her to eat is where peanuts are not mentioned on anything. If they don't mention peanuts, it's safe to eat. If they mention peanuts anywhere, we're not eating it. Now, this brings me back to what the allergen had suggested. He said, there's parents take it two different ways. Okay, one way is my child has a peanut allergy. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call. But another, there's 2 ways that parents usually approach this. One way is, okay, my child has a peanut allergy. We are not going to have anything with peanuts in the house. None whatsoever. Getting rid of it. Another way is, well, we can't, peanuts are around us. It's inevitable. So you can't really shelter her or shelter him from the fact that peanuts are going to be sometimes some places. And so you just have to learn how to navigate through a peanut environment. And so at first, I took the first stance. I'm like, you know what? We're not having any peanuts in here. I don't care what it is, nothing. And she was still little at the time. As she got older, I started to realize that we can't protect her from everything. She has to know the tools and the skills to be able to protect herself. And so we started by training her. If you're at a party, if you're at school and somebody wants to give you need to ask them if it has peanuts in it. If they don't know or if they can't tell you, then you don't eat it. But you need to ask. And so she's really good about asking, does this have peanuts in it? Does this have peanuts in it? We want to train her to be protected, to be aware of your own, ailments. So we do have peanut butter in the house. And I know it's kind of controversial. I keep it on the very top shelf so she couldn't reach it if she wanted to. But I want her to understand that this is there. Just because it's there, you cannot eat it. Because there's going to be situations where she's at a restaurant and somebody's eating, something with peanuts on it. And it might look tasty, it might look good, and everyone's eating it. But you need to be okay. She needs to be okay knowing that I can't eat that because I have peanut butter, because I have a peanut allergy. No matter if it's there or not, I'm not able to eat that. And so that's kind of the approach that we're taking. Because we're not going to always be there to protect her. She needs to know that she can't eat it, and she needs to know the protocol to what happens if there are peanuts there. Now, with her school, I was really concerned about that because she started kindergarten this year. And, as our school district in particular is not a peanut-free school district. There are some school districts in our area that are peanut-free. Ours is not one of them. So then again, I didn't make a big deal about it. At first I did, but then I said, you know what? This is the real world. People are not going to cater to your specific situation. You have to learn how to live with your situation and navigate through the world with it. And so we said, okay, I bring her lunch to school every day. You eat what's in the lunch that I give you. I don't care if somebody says, oh, try this, Nylia, this is good. It doesn't have peanuts in it. I don't care what they say. You don't eat it. You eat what I give you. Because if you don't, and it's something, and you eat something that somebody has and it has peanuts in it, then we're in a whole nother ball game there. So that's kind of how we've approached that. So she knows that whatever I have in my lunch pail is what I am to eat. I'm not to eat anything else. I'm not to eat any snacks that somebody's passing around or whatever. I eat what's in my lunch pail. And we've stressed that over and over again. And so I think she's pretty much got it. I think that's all I wanted to highlight. I did want to point out that it's really stressful as parents when your child has something, a condition, because you want them to be normal. You don't want anything to be wrong with them. But, it could be a lot worse. There's kids that are allergic to multiple things, soy, wheat, and there's wheat and soy and stuff in a lot of things. Peanuts is one of those things where you can avoid fairly easily. But give yourself time to adjust to the fact that, your child does have a peanut allergy. It is serious. It can be potentially deadly. And just to take the proper precautions about it. And informing them of what it is and helping them make those decisions for themselves, because you're not going to be with them all day. You're not going to be with them when they're adults. You want to start getting it through their head now. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. It's really been a struggle. They say that kids can grow out of it, but her levels were so high that the allergen says it's likely that she will never grow out of it. So this is something that she's going to have to deal with for the rest of her life. So, yeah, and I did also want to point out, we avoid all nuts. She doesn't eat almonds. The test came back that, they did an extensive test. I mean, from cotton to grass to everything. And the only thing that she was allergic to was peanuts. They said almonds and all that were fine, but we just avoid all nuts in general. She doesn't eat any nuts because they say that, but I just don't want to take that chance. So that's my thoughts on this peanut allergy craze thing that's been going on. Hope that was kind of helpful. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. I'm still trying to get used to this YouTube thing and being in front of the camera. And I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking, so my eyes were probably all over the place. But, alright, just wanted to get that information out there. So, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.